Hi guys. This is Penny and I'm coming to you live to do what I call a happy daisy card. Let me check on my Facebook on my laptop and see if I'm coming through good. And let's see if we're there. Looks like I am. Let me make sure sound is working.
I'm coming to you live.
Yep, looks like it's working. So, all right. I will show you the card I'm going to do. I did this a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to make a few more for my stash because I just feel like it's a kind of a happy, pretty card. It's got lots of daisies on it. Just a happy one. What I found out after I did that card and wanted to do a Facebook Live on it is the Daisy Delight stamp set and punch are retiring. Stampin' Up! Just announced very recently their new catalog. For us demonstrators, we get to see what's in the new catalog. And yeah, hi Kathy, happy Friday to you too. Let's see who else is on here. Cheryl's watching. Hello, Cheryl. I'm holding my phone so I can show myself for a minute before I take and put my phone in my new holder. Hi, Cheryl. I got a new phone holder that clamps on my table, and I was real hopeful that like it would be simple to show myself and then flip it downwards. And it holds my phone great for shooting downwards, but hi Chris, good to see you. Hello, thanks for joining us. It's not quite as seamless to start out this direction and then flip downwards. So anyway, I'm just going to hold the phone right now before I put it in the holder and point it down. So I was saying that Stampin' Up! Released their new catalog to us demonstrators as a PDF so we could see what is coming in the new one, and then obviously what's not in the catalog anymore are items that are retiring. And one of the most favorite sets, which is a punch and stamp set combo, is retiring. When it came out 2 or 3 years ago, it was one of their very best sellers. So much so that the punch that went to it, the large daisy punch, went on back order time and again, time and again. They just could hardly keep it in stock. And this is the stamp set that coordinates with it. It's called Daisy Delight. So, sadly, it's going to go away. The good thing is, because of the success of that set, the following year they introduced a set called Daisy Lane. And I'm not sure if these are backwards for you guys or not. If they are, sorry, but it does say Daisy Lane, and it has a smaller daisy. They call it the medium, and then the medium daisy punch. That is carrying over. So if you love daisies, you don't get it on this daisy set that I'm using tonight, you could always, convert it to the other daisy set if you wanted, which is just a bit smaller. So anyway, I think I will go ahead and turn the camera downwards and put it in my holder for you guys. Bear with me just a minute while I do it. Hi Pauline, good to see you. Thanks for joining me. If I've missed someone who's watching, because it looks like I've got 6 people watching, but I've only counted a few that I've said hi to, so apologies. Let's see, let me skim over here and see who I missed. I don't know. Anyway, if I missed you, I'm sorry. I'll catch it on the when I go back and watch it again and see who I was missing. Hi Brandy, Brandy Green is watching too. Okay, so bear with me while I shoot this downwards here and put it in my holder. So let me change it. My holder should be set up to be in a good spot for everyone. Looks like this moved just a little bit, so I'll do this. There we go. That'll work pretty good, I think. And there's, as anybody who does Facebook Lives would know this. There is quite the lag between what I can see on my laptop and what's going on here for you guys. So I can look over at my laptop and see things, but there's a 15-second delay, which doesn't help me a lot when I'm trying to line things up. Anyway, let me move my stuff a little bit here. There. This is the card I made. It's a very straightforward, pretty simple card. But I just thought it was really bright and cheerful and a happy card. And I've been making a lot, taking them to the nursing or the skilled nursing facility, what we used to call nursing homes. You know, a better name for them is what they're called nowadays, which is skilled nursing facility. And so anyway, I made these, but you could also easily send them to friends, neighbors, family, just a happy hello card. And I've left the inside blank right now, but you could stamp anything in there that you wanted. So I'll show you how I made this. I want to say real quick a couple things that if you like and share, so hit the like button on my video, and then there's a button up there that says share, and if you share this to your page, I'll put your name in a drawing for someone to win this card, and I'll send you the card. Obviously I won't write in it. It'll be a nice blank card like this one that you can then use to give to somebody that you care about. Not a huge big prize winner, but I think a nice one nonetheless for the little minimum effort you have to put into it. So, and I'll show you how to make this. So people laugh that follow me when I talk about hot dog and hamburger cards. This is a hot dog card, which means that the fold is such that this is a long card, like the hot dog bun. And let me see if yeah, here I've got one. I made this card the other day, a cute little baby card. This one would be a hamburger fold card, I believe, meaning the shape of the card base is more short and fat like a hamburger. So I work for the schools, Lincoln Public Schools, and so obviously we use terms like hot dog and hamburger fold quite often. All right, let me get to this. I can already see one thing I forgot to get later. I'll have to grab that, but let's see, here we go. I've got my trimmer scorer, and where's my thick card base? So I used, for the card base itself, I used Whisper White Thick. We have Whisper White Thin, and then the thick works better for a card base, so this is Whisper White Thick. And it's also, well, we'll just get into this. Our cardstock here in the United States is sized at 8.5 by 11. And you can get 2 cards out of one sheet of cardstock. For this one, since I want it to be the hot dog one, I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut it in half and get 2 cards. But before I do that, I'm going to score it, which puts that crease in it so that I can fold it. I'm going to score it at 5.5. And this Stampin' Up! Trimmer has a cutting blade and a scoring blade. So I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way, use my scoring blade to put that crease in it. And I don't know if you can see it if I hold it up here, but there's a bit of a crease there now that will help me when I fold my card. Then I'm going to put it back in here, and I'm going to go to 4¼ inches over here on this ruler. And now I'm going to use my cutting blade, which is this dark brown one. I'm going to cut it, and I've got 2 card bases out of one sheet of cardstock. And I'm done with this, so I'll move it out of the way. So this one I can use for another card, and I'll put it aside for later. And this one, this is called the valley, where the crease goes down like this. This way would be a mountain where you can feel it across there and it's raised up like a mountain. I want it on the valley side when I fold it. That's the best way to do it. Sometimes people go the opposite way, but this is, in my mind, the best way and the way I've been taught by many, many demonstrators. And then I use my bone folder to get a good crease on that score mark. and now it lays flat. If I don't use my bone folder or some other tool to get it down, it's going to want to flop open. So there we go. That's the base. Now the colors in my card, I like blue. Blue is my favorite color. I also like green, but blue is my favorite color. And this color behind here is called Seaside Spray. It's one of the new colors that Stampin' Up introduced last June. Every June they release 5 new colors that only live with us for 2 years. And they rotate out. So every June, 5 new one comes in. The 5 from the previous year stay. The 5 from 2 years ago go away. This blue, dark blue here, is called Blueberry Bushel, and it is sadly going away because it was a new in color 2 years ago in June. So Blueberry Bushel going away. I'm using it here on the ribbon and on this color. This one here, this light blue, is called Seaside Spray. It was a new in color introduced last June, so it gets to stay around until a year from June. We have 5 new colors coming this coming June. They're really pretty. I just ordered them, the cardstocks for them. They aren't in yet, but they'll be coming soon. You'll be seeing lots of Stampin' Up demonstrators posting about the new in colors and showing them off, and they are really pretty. So, all right, anyway, enough about that. There's the card base. The light blue layer that I mentioned is called Seaside Spray. I've already cut the piece that I'm going to put down for that, but I'm not going to put it down yet. But this piece measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. That means that it is a 1/4 inch shorter in length and a 1/4 inch less in width. That gives me an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around, which is perfect. But before I glue that down, I want to scatter punched daisies and glue them down and then trim off the edges. I want those daisies to fall off the edge of the paper to look like it's a continuous ocean of daisies. So I've already punched a bunch of them here with my paper, but I'm using that large daisy punch that I mentioned earlier. I did not get a chance before I came on tonight to look and see if this is still available. The things that retire in the month of May, when we find out that they're retiring, and they'll be gone at the end of May, the beginning, I think it's the 3rd of June, they're gone. If they last through the 2nd of June, you can buy them. But these are all as supplies last, so once this baby gets depleted, it'll be gone. I hope that it is still on there today for anybody who might see this card and be interested in buying it, but I can't assure you for certain that it's there. The last time I checked, it was there. So I'm going to move these out of the way. And let's see, I'm going to punch maybe 1 or 2 more daisies just so you can see how it works. So I just put it in. You can see that I've gotten several daisies out of here already. And I think I'll come down here and get another one. You just line it up. And even though this is the top of the punch, I always hold it and insert it so that I'm looking at the bottom of the punch so I can see through here and see that I've got paper all the way around. If I were to punch it here, I don't know if you can see, I wouldn't be getting a good daisy because I can't see it, or I wouldn't have enough paper under all the petals. Punch, it pops right out. Easy as can be, okay? I'll do one more. Punch it out. That's probably going to be enough, so I'll set this aside. If I need more, I'll have my punch close by. So now it's a random thing. I'm going to take my liquid glue. You can use a tape runner if you prefer. I use a lot of liquid glue myself, but to each their own. Tape runners work well too. So I'm going to put these out, and I'm just going to lay them around so that they're very random. Let me get the one back that I made so that you can see. No 2 cards like this are going to be exactly the same. But I'm going to start up there, put that one, and maybe him, oh, there, and then maybe this one there. It's kind of fun. You can do whatever you like, just so you get some decent coverage of daisies everywhere. I like that. And over here, they're going to be covered up. When I lay this here, that's going to cover up, so I really don't have to worry about there. but I think I'll move him so that he's coming down into this corner a little bit more. And then I might add some more over here once I get this done. Okay, so there. I like that for now. I'm going to start putting some glue down. I'm going to put a little bit on each petal, just a tad. Doesn't take a lot. And just turn it to how you like it. I'll probably end up with glue on here, hopefully not, but if I do, I'll get it off. I know some of the people on here are friends of mine that might already own this punch and set. If you do, I'm curious if you've ever done a card like this where you've punched out bunches of daisies and put them on there. As soon as I get this down, I'll look and see if there are any comments about that. I just got done eating right before I got on here. I made a really yummy soup called white lasagna soup. I don't know if any of you guys have made something like that. The people in my family are vegan, so it was a vegan white lasagna soup. That just means we don't eat things that come from animals. Any product that is animal based we don't eat. So that means I have to, on a cream soup, and I'm just trimming off where those daisies fell off the sides. It's going to make a mess, but that's okay. What was I saying? Oh, so for it was a creamy white lasagna soup, but I couldn't use milk for that, traditional milk, since they don't eat animal products. I do use things like almond milk or soy milk or cashew milk. You know, there's lots of options nowadays. So we're fortunate to live in a time when there's so many different products available. But this one, the creamy part was made a basis of cashew cream, which really gives it a creamy texture. It's pretty yummy. I've made it for my family a few times, and it always goes over really well. Okay, so here I can go like this and add a little bit of a daisy there, or I could actually even use these pieces that I trimmed off if I wanted to give it, but I think I'll just use this guy. And I'm just going to put it on a couple of these because most of those aren't going to be involved. There we go. I think like that. Let that dry for just a sec. Cool thing about liquid glue is it sets up pretty quickly, but you've got a little bit of wiggle room. Gosh, I can't talk. There. So I've got a piece of a daisy left. But, okay, I think that'll work just fine. Okay, and then that leaves me 2 more daisies to use to build this guy in the middle. Let's do that real quick now while those dry. So I'm going to take my bone folder and holding in the middle of the daisy so I don't tear the petals, I'm just going to just a tiny curl to each one like that. I don't know if you can tell. I'll hold it up here. Oops, my thing keeps moving my screen so I can't see. Hopefully you can see that those are slightly curled. And of course when you put these in an envelope they'll get a little bit flattened, but just this little bit of curl, I think it holds a bit. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue in the middle of this, and when I put this daisy down I'm going to turn him so that he's kind of staggered and fills in the holes in between. Like that. I'm going to let him dry a second. I'm going to come back to this guy and get some ribbon around him. I'm going to use the, it's the 1/8 inch, and it's the Blueberry Bushel ribbon that is retiring, the Grosgrain ribbon, because when the in color retires, when it's been around for 2 years, anything that is also like the cardstock, the reinkers, the ribbons, anything like that that is made specific to that color, they also have to retire since that color goes away. So I'm going to trim this down, and I'm going to wrap it around. My trick that I do You can put adhesive back here, or I just like to tape the ends of the ribbon down with plain old cellophane tape. So I'll put this towards the bottom part. About like so. No magic place, just wherever it looks good to you. The main thing is you want to get the other side evened up with it. Okay, there we go. A little bit of tape, easy peasy. Well, hi Sue, good to see you. Thanks for joining me. Now, I've got this piece that's going to go here, but I still want to get this blueberry bushel piece going. So for that, I used the layering circle dies for the scalloped one. I'll show it to you. The scalloped one, which gave me this really pretty border along this blueberry bushel piece of cardstock. So I used the layering circles for the scallop die, and then for the foil, the silver foil one, I used the stitched shape framelits. I used those an awful lot, and that was this die to get that. And I'll hold this up here. Hopefully you can see that there's some stitching in there. It's pretty. Adds a little bit of detail to the card. So let's get this together. So my silver is going to layer on here, and then my daisy's going to go on there. Okay. Oh, you know what? Looks like this circle is a little bit smaller than I used on that card a couple weeks ago. Oh well, I like this size, so I'm good with that. A little bit of Tombow. The reason I like the liquid glue is because I can move it just slightly to get things evened up. And then once it sets for a couple seconds, then it stays. But right then I could slide it just a little bit to get it positioned just where I wanted it. And now I can put this guy down. I did not put a dimensional under him. You could if you wanted, but the reason I did not is this center. I'll show you what these are called. These are really pretty. They're called the Perennial Essence Floral Centers. They were introduced last year with our Perennial Essence suite of products, but I thought they looked really pretty on the daisies too. So I'm going to get one out. We're going to use it. But this is why I did not pop up the daisy. Oh, hi Sharon. Thanks for joining me. You guys are so nice. Happy to have you here on a Friday night. Normally I do classes on Friday nights. And we did do a class last Friday night, but tonight I'm doing this instead. So I was saying, I did not put a dimensional behind this when I put it on here because this flower center is really pretty thick. And I worry about if I keep adding too many dimensionals behind the flower, it fitting in the envelope and going through the mail system very well. Because this is pretty thick. I don't know. Be hard for you to get a feel for it, but awfully thick. So I'm going to go ahead, my whole point with that is I'm going to go ahead and glue my daisy straight down instead of dimensionals. Okay. Let him dry for a second. And these are adhesive, so all I have to do is peel off the little bit on the back. They're pretty tiny though, so I should have pre-peeled this off before I got started with you guys, huh? There we go. My nails are in bad shape. I don't know about you guys. Nobody can go get haircuts, nails done. I mentioned earlier, or last weekend on my class, that I really use my tweezers a lot when I do cards for that kind of thing where I'm putting something in somewhere. Okay. Now, this guy, I want him to hang off the side a little bit, and I want to trim that off. So I'm going to position this where I want it and get a feel for it, and then I'll trim it. And that's why I could not glue the base down on here yet. I wouldn't be able to achieve that if I did that. And I want only the blue to hang off the edge, not necessarily the flower and the foil. And glue that down. Give it just a sec. And then from the back, Being careful that I don't trim any of my flowers. I can come on here, and you could use little scissors if you prefer, or big. Make sure I'm not cutting through where I don't want to be. There we go. And by having it fall off the side of the card, I feel like that just gives it a little bit of interest, rather than if I just smack dab put it in the middle or somewhere on the card. I just feel like that gives it a little. But you could move it over if that disturbs you. I did it that way on purpose. Now I put a little bit of liquid glue on the back. Doesn't take a lot, but I spread it around a bit. Make sure that your fold is up at the top before you glue it down. You don't want to accidentally put it on upside down. And then by using that liquid glue, I can kind of slide this around a little bit till I feel like I've got it just an even border all the way around. Then I just pat it down and give it a second. Okay. Now, move this away as I'm doing it so I don't get too goofed up. I already cut out this piece from the nested labels dies. Did I put those up here? Stitch nested label dies. There's a little one, and then this is the next one up. And I cut out that one. Because I wanted to put friend on here this time. Here I put hello. I thought about Mother's Day. Maybe I'll show you guys Mother's Day. This set is called Well Said. And Mother's Day being Sunday, that would be an awesome one to do. Hard to read these guys backwards. Where are you, Mother's Day? Here it is, Mother's Day. And see, that would fit there. My mom passed away last year, so I don't really have a need to make a Mother's Day card. But since I'm going to give this away, I'm going to do a drawing. Maybe I'll take a second and ask people to post if you want it to say Mother's Day, or if you want it to say friend. I mean, I guess if I make it say Mother's Day and your name gets drawn and you prefer the hello one, you could have it instead. But take a sec if you don't mind and tell me, should I stamp it with Mother's Day, or shall I stamp it with friend or hello? I'm going to give you just 1 second. Let's see what people have decided. Anybody comment? Friend? I see a lot of people saying friend. Chris says friend. Yep, looks like friend. Kathy says hello, but I've got 3 that say friend after that, so I guess we'll go friend. Kathy, if you win and you want the one that says hello, I'll send you that one instead. Okay, let me go back to getting friend. And that's in this Well Said set also. Let's read it backwards if we can. And find the one that says friend. This is a set I got about a year ago. There's so many stamps. It's actually a double set. I'm using it to do graduation cards. Here's a graduation card I did today. I might show how to do this next week, but this one I'm using for the graduation because the second stamp set to it okay, hopefully, shoot, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. So sorry, my phone rang. Even though I have it on Do Not Disturb, it still rang, so I need to figure that out for next time. So I hope you're all still there. Anyway, when I got interrupted, I was saying, friend comes from here. It's a 2-set stamp set. There's a bunch of stamps here, and then here there are stamps that are for like the insides of cards. So that's what I'm using on that graduation card. Anyway, back to this. Darn it. So let's get friend stamped real quick and then cut out, and then we'll be done with this card. I need blue. Yes, I need blueberry bushel because that's there's my blueberry bushel. This is a really pretty blue. I'm sorry to see this one go. In that group of in colors is blueberry bushel, and then I also really like lovely lipstick. There's a scrap piece. There we go, friend. And we'll die cut that one out. I'll show you real quick. Let's see if we want the smaller one to fit. Yeah, I think that bigger one would be too large. So let's use the smaller one. Are y'all still there, or did my phone interruption disconnect? Yeah, Kathy, I'm with you. I don't need a Mother's Day card either. Hi, Tanya. Tanya Jolly's watching me. Hey, congratulations. Oh my gosh. I'm so pleased for you. Tanya she used to work at Hartley. She was I think the assistant principal at Hartley with me. And then she is a principal now at a school out south. And she just got her doctorate degree, or her PhD. So she is an amazing woman, and I'm thrilled for her. Hi, Autumn. Thank you for saying still here, so I know everybody's still here. That's wonderful. Okay. Anyway, I might be slightly off camera here, but I'm die cutting that out with that stitch nested label die. It's our last little step. And the cool thing is, it's got all this cute little stitching around it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, so pretty. I love paper crafting. A lot of you guys know I've done other vinyl crafts. That was how I started out on Facebook, selling things, creating things for craft shows. And in fact, I still do a lot of orders for that. Today I had a lady pick up an order of 8 items, and another lady's picking up her order on Tuesday. I do still do those, but I really love paper crafts so much. So anyway, back to this. So I said earlier that I didn't pop this up with dimensionals because of that flower center being so tall, but I did pop up the sentiment here where it says hello. I popped that up, so we'll do that on this friend as well. So I use Stampin' Dimensionals. It's a pretty small sentiment, so I could probably get by with one, but I'm going to put one on each end because I don't want it to get kind of snaggy, you know, saggy in the middle. So there we go. And I'm going to actually just put it right across the ribbon. Right there. Easy peasy. Like I said, I could stamp on the inside in that sentiment, that set that I showed. Let's see if there's something in here we'd want to put on there. Oh, this is nice. Thoughtful, kind, generous. That's you. Isn't that lovely? Or whatever, whenever, I'm here for you. That is sweet too. Or my life is better because you're in it. Or far apart but close at heart. There's just so many good ones here. The best thing about today is you. I don't know. You know what? I will, when I do the drawing, whoever gets this card, whatever they want me to stamp on the inside for them, I'll tell them, I'll remind them of these, and they can tell me, and I'll stamp it in there if they want it. Or if they just want it blank so they can have lots of extra space to write, they can. So anyway, that's the card. Easy peasy. Mostly punching and gluing down. Very little stamping. Just that little bit of stamping. And then, like I said, what I stamp for the inside. And then, of course, I always stamp on the back of my cards that I have created the card. I use my, and you always want to open up your card when you stamp on the back, because now it's thick and it would be uneven. I wouldn't get a good impression. So you open up your card, and I'm going to stamp on the back. And it says handcrafted just for you, Penny. And then on the other side here I've got copyright Stampin' Up. And since I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I need to do that. That's part of their angel policy, to mark it that way. So anyway, there's my card. How is everybody? You hung in with me, thanks. Oh, my daughter Allie's on here too. Hi, Allie. Oh, hi, Nancy. Where did I get that stamp? I'm going to guess you mean the one I just used where I put my name on the back and Stampin' Up and my letters. That is a set that Stampin' Up sells, actually. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Let me grab it real quick. I've got it over on the shelf. Give me 1 second. If I can find what it's called. Here it is. I found it. It's called Make a Difference. And it has all these capital letters, all these lowercase letters in cursive-ish, and then these printed ones, and then there's numbers. It's a huge stamp set. There's even some double letters, or like TH or TT or LL, so you can do doubles. And then there's all these little stamps that say handcrafted just for you, hashtag send a card, created by, made with love, hashtag make a card, or this belongs to, like you could stamp inside your books if you have hard copy books, you know, and put your name, or handmade by. Say you make goodies for people and you deliver them, you could make little tags. Why is my computer not? Oh, my computer froze. Seriously. I can't see now. Oh my gosh. Well, I won't be able to see questions very well until I get off of here. My laptop is totally froze up on me. Technology. Something just fell on the floor. It's like crazy at my house. I wonder what's going on. Anyway, yes, Nancy, you meant this one. Yep. So all of this stuff is in this set. It's just got a lot going on it. So that's how I made Penny. I took the letters from here and spelled out Penny. Now, there is not a double N, but what I did is I took the U and I turned it upside down. So I've got P-E-N-U-Y, but I turned my U upside down. So I've got Penny. And then the Stampin' Up one is down here. And then I chose to use handcrafted just for you, this one here, but there's other ones too you can use. So there's 143 stamps in this set. And they're not huge. Obviously, you wouldn't want them to be huge, but it's a very busy set. 2 sets. These are a little bit larger than these, so you've got your capital letters, your lowercase. So, oh, and there's even this really pretty floral thing here. There's a hashtag. There's one that says made with love. I mentioned that one already. Anyway, it's a nice little set. Not little, tons of stamps in it. It's a nice set to have. You can spell all kinds of things. You could even personalize all of your Christmas tags and things like that. So, anyway, any other questions? I can't see very well since my dang laptop froze on me. Probably gonna have to restart that, dude. But my phone's still going. It's just up in the holder. I can't read the questions very well. So, I will read all of them when I get off of here and answer them. So, like I said earlier at the start of it, if you like it, hit the like button. And then if you share my video, I'll enter your name in the drawing for the card. And you can have your choice between the card that says hello or the card that says friend. And then you can choose. I keep setting it over here too far away. You can choose if you want me to stamp inside of it. Something like thoughtful, kind, generous. You know, I read all them already. And I'll read them to you if I draw your name. And you can let me know. So, thank you guys for joining me. Friday night, no craft class here at my house makes me sad. But this was fun to join you guys and have you come on and make a card. So, easy one. If you want to order any of these products, obviously, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so let me know, and I would be happy to place an order for you. And I always reward my customers with some thank you gifts. So feel free to shop with me should you be inclined to. My craft page is called Penny for Your Crafts. Oh, I think I forgot to share this over there at the beginning. Oh well, wouldn't you know it. I think that's it. Have a great evening, guys. Oh, I knew there was one other thing I wanted to mention. Next Saturday, not tomorrow, but a week from, is my bingo event. We've done bingo a few times, Stampin' Up! Bingo. It's tons of fun here at my house. But because of COVID-19, this time I'm taking it online, and we're going to do bingo via Zoom. So look for that information on my Penny for Your Crafts page on Facebook. Also my blog, pennyforyourcrafts.blogspot.com. You can find that there, or reach out to me by PM, private message, text, whatever, and I can give you more info about it. But I've got lots of great prizes. I've got 3 bundles that will be the top 3 prizes going, and then I've got some stamp sets and paper, and everybody gets a goodie bag, and nobody leaves without winning something. So if you're not one of the big winners, you'll still win something else, like embellishments or ribbon or what have you. So nobody leaves empty-handed. Not to mention we make 3 great cards, and like I said, you get a goodie bag of treats, so it's a good time. And it's next Saturday on Zoom live, and during the day we'll be crafting in a Zoom craft page. So anyway, take care, guys. Thank you for joining me, and I'll follow y'all on Facebook like always. So bye-bye.